Hey guys, it's Lexi. I have an empties video to share with you. This was all a part of Angie, Kentucky Waxy Girl here on YouTube, her melting challenge for the month of January. So I did participate. There were definitely a few days that I missed and kind of had like makeup from with different days. So there are a few things that I didn't get to finish but did melt a little bit of, and so we'll talk about those at the end. But I have a ton of empties. Like I honestly am shocked at the amount that I was able to get through this month. So everything on this box here are also empties. Everything in the box is what I melted but didn't finish. And then all of these bags are empties. And I finished, I don't know how I did it this month, 3 loaves. Mind you, they were like already partially used and it wasn't like a complete full loaf, but like still, that's pretty shocking. So a ton to talk about. I also have a very exciting melting basket theme that I have planned for February coming up. Something a little bit different, but I think it'll be really fun. And then I'm excited to share that. And then I do have like 2 videos from hauls that I purchased like before my no-buy started. And I really haven't talked too much about like my no-buy here on this channel. It's more of just something that I've been doing for myself. But pretty much at the start of this year, I decided to put myself on a no buy or like a super, super low buy for the next 6 months until like June, which is crazy. But I have not made a purchase. The 2 hauls that I do have were purchased during like the That Smell Good Shop Black Friday haul. So I filmed that but never uploaded it. If you guys want to see that, I can definitely upload that. And then the other one is from the Bathing Garden, her winter collection, which I think now she's probably even like launched her newer collection, maybe spring next. But I can upload that too. I just haven't gotten to it. This month has been amazing, just busy, but like awesome. A lot of great stuff coming. So a lot of stuff I could share, just haven't really gotten around to it. But if you guys want to see both of those hauls, I'll share that. And I don't really have too many like rules, I guess, for my low buy. I'm just trying really hard to just not buy it all, which so far I've done good because there's been like a Salt Mountain Melts pre-order that happened that I didn't purchase anything. There was the Teddy Bees that I didn't purchase anything. I'm sure there's other things. I feel like L3 Waxy Wonders just did like a discount code thing, I think yesterday. And I'm trying so hard just not to look. But anyway, let's get into this video. I could ramble all day because I haven't talked to you guys in a bit. But all of these empties here are waiting for me to talk about. So let's jump in. I have a few like random one-offs of different vendors that I just had like one per kind of a thing. So let's start with these really random. I'm not going to go in the order of the challenge, the wax melt challenge. I kind of separate everything out into vendors for like these empties, just easier for me to talk about. So that's what it's all kind of per vendor here. But these did have like different, every day was like a different theme. And I did for the most part try to stick to that, but there were a few days that I was just like out of the house, couldn't get to it. So I kind of did mishmash things around a little bit. Okay, so we've got the Yankee Candle, like single wax cup things. These I must have picked up on a discount. I really don't love these. If I were to purchase Yankee Candle wax melt products moving forward, I would do the centerpiece cups that go right into their like centerpiece warmers. Those perform much better for me typically than these I notice have. These really, I feel like don't do a lot. I'm not sure if it's because there's like the smell hole or really why these don't do great. But I put one of these each in my bathroom warmer like on different days, and it did okay, but it definitely wasn't like the strongest, and I wouldn't repurchase these. I do love Evergreen Mist. This scent is phenomenal. It's such a beautiful tree scent, but I would pick it up in the wax melt centerpiece thing over that. Anyway, I have 2 things here from Empire Alchemy, and one is like a sample. It was 2 little hearts, so I melted these in my bathroom warmer. And this is in Angel Baby, which is fragrant patchouli, woody florals, balsam, and vanilla. And I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be like the, is it Terry Mullinger perfume, the Angel. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but this is definitely a very perfumey scent to my nose. I loved it. This was very, very, very strong. Like one little heart shape in my like Walmart, I think it's like a 25 watt ball warmer in my bathroom, which is a small space, but oh my goodness, this did so well. I loved it. Every time I walked in the bathroom, I was like, man, I wish I got more of this scent. Beautiful. If I saw this pop back up after my no buy is over, I would definitely purchase more of Angel Baby. On the opposite side, this is Comfort and Joy, also from Empire Alchemy. It is wood, smoke, black coffee, and creamy marshmallow, and this was like a double donut bag. This really didn't do super well, and I melted this separately in like 3 different areas of my home. I melted it once in my living room between 4 warmers, and it wasn't really strong. I'm not sure why, because then I melted it just 2 pieces of the other half of the donut in my kitchen warmers, and it did much better in there. So I that was very weird because it was like the same thing, same bag, all of that stuff, but it seemed to have performed better in my dining room or my kitchen. And then I melted this in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer, the last 2 pieces in my bedroom, and it didn't do good really at all. So I literally have no idea what happened with this. Did best in my kitchen. Wish I would have melted it only in my kitchen had I known that. But I probably wouldn't repurchase that one anyway. It just wasn't like an overwhelmingly like love type scent of mine. It was nice though. This one was very good. So this is Destination Wax Smoked Vanilla, which is a Bath & Body Works type. I haven't seen the smoked vanilla candle in a while from Bath & Body Works, but this was one of the days. The prompt was melt something that reminds you of when you were 23. And this scent was a candle that I used to burn a lot back when we lived in our apartment when I was 23 in downtown. And I honestly, like, it really brought me back to those days. I loved that apartment. It was such a cool apartment. But yeah, this really reminded me of that. So I loved it for that reason. I know I'm sure if you're watching this, we all like love scent because it does have like those memory evoking qualities to it. But this one, oh my gosh, it really, really did that for me. So I loved it. I would definitely repurchase this. It wasn't like an overwhelmingly strong, like blow me out of the house scent, but it was definitely like subtle, but there, noticeable, and just such a beautiful, warm, like vanilla scent. The notes, I didn't read it. It is smoked Tahitian vanilla, amber, sandalwood, leather, clove, musk, and a shot of bourbon. Honestly, this is just like a very like warm, comforting, kind of almost like a mature, I don't know if you can make vanilla mature, but it's almost like a matured vanilla. It's just beautiful. I love it. Almost reminds me of like if you made like French vanilla ice cream into like a perfume or something. I don't know. It's a really good scent. I think that sounds weird, but like I would wear French vanilla ice cream if it was like a perfume. This one here is a sample in Southbound Candle Co.'s Peppermint Marshmallow Milkshake, which is peppermint meringue, marshmallow fluff, whipped cream blended into creamy vanilla milkshake. To be honest with you, I don't really remember this one too much. I was sick with the flu and then an ear infection at the beginning of this month, so maybe this is why I didn't smell that one too much. I kind of swung a little bit more of the peppermint scents closer to that time I was sick for this melting challenge, and it did help, but I really didn't notice that one too much. So sometimes samples kind of just don't really do too much anyway. I do have a few more samples, so I guess we'll talk about those. So 2 of the samples I have are from the Bathing Garden. One is Cranberry Spice, and this one is nice. This one is just kind of like exactly what it sounds like. It smelled like cranberry with like a little bit of spice into it. I didn't love that scent as a whole, so I probably wouldn't pick it up, but it was fine to sample it. This one I did really like. This is Cinnamon Apple Marzipan Cake. And this one I definitely did like. It kind of reminded me a little bit of my mom makes homemade applesauce, and is like almost like it's less applesauce and more like almost like apple pie filling applesauce. It's amazing. This kind of reminded me of my mom's homemade applesauce. Cinnamon apple marzipan cake. I mean, no cake obviously in it, but it's a really like delicious, like almost like cooked apple, like warm type scent. So that was an enjoyable one. I have 3 here from Dessa's Homespun Scents. I have banana nut bread. This one is pretty nice. This one I really did enjoy. This, I know it's a weird place to have it, but I did put this in my bathroom one day and I liked it. I don't know if I loved it enough to like repurchase it, but I really do like banana scents and wax, and this was nice. I feel like it did lean a little bit more on like the Runts artificial candy side rather than like realistic banana, but I don't really mind that. I like banana scents either way. This is, okay, so then we have 2, and both of these from Dessa's Homespun Scents were like the 4-pack of like the little, I don't know what you call them, like almost like the sample size, like little cake shaped thingies. So we have Sticky Toffee Pudding, which is a traditional British dessert of thick sponge cake smothered in gooey toffee sauce. And then we have chestnuts and brown sugar. And this one is roasted chestnuts, buttery caramel sauce, and brown sugar. And these I feel like were both kind of similar. I think I preferred, I'm trying now to remember because these were at the beginning, I feel like, of the month. It was the chestnuts and brown sugar. That's the one that I preferred over both of these. Either way, I don't know if I would necessarily go out and actively seek either of these scents. They were nice. They were kind of like light to medium performers in my home. I definitely think the chestnuts and brown sugar was a little bit stronger. And also, I did melt a few other chestnut type scents this month, and I felt like this one was definitely a little bit more authentic than the other one I melted, which I'll actually just really quickly talk about this one too. It's the chestnuts and pine cone scent from the Bathing Garden. This was a clamshell that I finished, and since we're talking about chestnuts, this one was this did a very, very weird thing, and if anybody else has melted this, I really, really want to know your thoughts because this one did something so bizarre. In the clamshell, it smelled different, not so different, because now I smell it and I do pick up on what I smelled when it was warming, but I felt like initially when I smelled it, I didn't pick up on this scent, and then when I threw it in the warmers, that was like all I could smell, and I was like, did I put a Coca-Cola scent in my warmers? Like, I'm not joking. I literally had this going, like melting in my warmers, and I swore that it was Coca-Cola, like the soda. Weird. It's chestnuts and pine cones. Neither one of those things would smell like Coca-Cola. And it didn't really remind me of that in the clamshell before I melted it. And then I melted it and I was like, whoa, what the heck? And now when I smell the empty clamshell, I feel like I do pick that up again. I don't know. Maybe my maybe my nose is a little broken. But I will say, when it comes to authenticity of like a chestnut, like a warm roasted chestnut scent, it would have been the chestnut and brown sugar. That being said, I didn't hate this. I wasn't like mad at it. I wasn't like, ooh, get that out of my warmers. I love Coca-Cola scents, but it was so bizarre to me that it did that because it was not at all expected and very confusing. So that was that. This was also like a light to medium, kind of same kind of family as these ones. So that was interesting. Very, very weird. I have 2 here from Rainbow Melts. I have Texas, which is the Candy Lady Candy Corn Gooey Caramel Rice Krispie Treats. This one is okay. It was definitely very, very light. So I could get like a subtle, like kind of vanilla-y scent, but nothing really that stood out to me too much. This one definitely was a much stronger scent. This is Alaska, the Crustacea Alaskan Triangle. This is Pine Cones, Snowstorm, and Vanilla Birch. And this one was absolutely, definitely like a very strong vanilla birch scent. I put this in my bathroom 2 days, kind of split it, and I really liked it. But I don't know if I would seek this out again, but I like vanilla birch scents, especially like past Christmas where it's still cold. I feel like after Christmas happened here, we had a little while of like no snow, then all of a sudden, pooh, snow. So like upstate New York, we've got a ton of snow right now. But I wish we had more like during Christmas and not so much now, but that's how it goes sometimes. I have an Ava's Country Cupboard Cherry Pie. This one is really nice. Did I get this one from Beth? Yes, I think I got this one from Beth. And this one, I feel like it kind of reminded me less of cherry pie and more of like a chocolate covered cherry. I don't think there's chocolate in the notes. I mean, there's no scent notes on here, so I'm not sure. But I would assume there isn't because cherry pies don't have chocolate. But this really smelled like a chocolate covered cherry to me, more than a pie. I didn't get any bakery notes. I just got like almost like a chocolatey cherry note, which was great. I enjoyed it. That was like a light to medium scent as well. This one, also kind of a light to medium scent as well. I feel like all of these scents this month were pretty, nothing was like boom, throw you out of the house kind of a thing. They were all just kind of like, you could notice them, but they weren't like crazy strong. At least there are a few I'll talk about. So this one here is Birdie's Making Sense, Show Me the Honey, which is honey buttered rolls, coffee addiction, and pumpkin pecan waffles. This one I really learned, which I have melted a honey buttered roll scent from another vendor previously, and I enjoyed it. This kind of reminded me that I really like that honey buttered roll. It's almost like the Texas Roadhouse style roll scent. Really did enjoy this. It wasn't very strong on the coffee addiction. It was kind of more of like the bakery scent, but really did like that one. This one is Homemade Memories. I've talked about this one so many times now in previous melting baskets or empties that I won't talk about it too much, but Rice Krispie Treats, vanilla frosting, and cake pops. I'm just kind of happy to have that one on my thing because I've been slowly working on that one. This is Khaleesi. You guys know I love this scent. Oh my gosh. It is Palo Santo, tonka bean, oud wood, warm vanilla sugar, or oud wood, whatever. Warm vanilla sugar and fireside. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I put this in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer in my bedroom, and this to my nose just smells like a really beautiful like evening type perfume. For me, it's just so pretty. It's such a pretty scent to my nose. And I spilled this when I was changing my wax out. I ended up spilling some of this on my bedside table, which is like a wood table. So I was like, oh crap. So I was like trying to like scrape it off, like blow dry it off, like do the whole thing. And this is weird. This is a weird thing to say, but I've spilled wax before in scents that I like but don't love. And I feel like as much as you can clean like wood, the scent always slightly lingers because it's grain and like whatever. It's hard to clean like wax out of wood, especially like wood floors or stuff like that. And I have melted wax or spilled wax that I didn't like love, but didn't like hate, and it like smelling all the time from that spot that I couldn't get the wax all the way out of would like make me almost hate that scent. But this one, I feel like every time I would like go to my bedside table, I could smell it slightly, and I loved it. I have another loaf of this, so I'm not, whatever. I don't need to actively seek out more. I think it was in the recent Teddy Bees pre-order, maybe. I don't even know. I try not to even look at the list, but this is a scent that I love and totally would suggest you guys all try. It's so pretty. Then I have a ton of Rose Girl stuff here. So I did use two of these were samples from her coffee sampler from like at least a year ago. I have espresso donuts at Tiffany's. So this is just like espresso with, I don't know if it's donut holes or what type, maybe Dunk My Donut, but a donut oil, and then cupcakes at Tiffany's. This reminded me of how much I love cupcakes at Tiffany's, and I totally have forgot because I haven't melted anything with cupcakes at Tiffany's in a long time. But this is delicious. If she brought this back when I'm off the low buy, I would pick this up. I really liked this. One that I thought that I would like more, but I actually surprisingly liked this one better. This is Luke's Diner. I'm not sure the notes on this one, but this one was not super strong to me, and there was something about it that I just wasn't like super keen on, especially like because I was kind of comparing these a little bit. This is definitely the one that I would prefer. It was just okay though. And then this one is Absolute Fluff Puffs and Vanilla Crunch Donuts. I actually ended up melting this one in conjunction to both of those coffee scents. So this was kind of more or less just like a blender scent for me. But it did help a lot and just kind of make everything a little bit creamier. So I enjoyed that. I have, let's talk about this one. So this is Jumping on Green Apple Clouds. This I also got from Bath, from Rose Girls. And I really like this scent. I've tried her Jumping on Clouds by itself, but I really think I do prefer it when it is paired with something fruitier. So like her green apple. And her green apple just really reminds me of like almost like a green apple Jolly Rancher. It's definitely more on the candied side than it is on like the authentic side. But like, I like it either way. Sometimes you just kind of want something super sweet. So this is definitely good for that. I have Peppermint Mocha Cake Pops. I talked about this in my previous Melting Empties video. Not Melting Basket, Empties video. So I won't go too much into depth, but this is a beautiful scent. Her mocha, it's Peppermint Mocha, right? Cake Pops, yeah. So it's like kind of similar to like a peppermint mocha from like Starbucks or like Dunkin' Donuts or like one of those like Christmas time coffee scents, and I really liked it. I'm not usually too big on like chocolate scents in wax because I feel like they don't always come across super authentic, but this one definitely did smell exactly like a Dunkin' Donuts peppermint mocha, so I loved it. I would repurchase that next year. I have the Hoodie Heist, and this was a customer creation, I believe, from Rose Girls. This is flannel shaving cream, vanilla, sandalwood, Palo Santo, fresh air, and balsam. And I remember initially I melted this kind of quickly after I received it, and it was very, very light. So this has had a very long time of curing. And I do feel like it did get a little bit stronger, but I think overall this wasn't like a super, super strong performer. I did only have this going in my bathrooms when I melted it. So maybe if I had put more pieces like throughout my living room, kind of like in the floor warmers, what I do here, then maybe I would have gotten a little bit stronger performance. But I don't know if this is something that I would actively seek out again. But I did think like the notes did kind of do like a very pretty, like interesting, kind of like outdoorsy, kind of like fresh masculine type thing. So it was nice for that reason. All right, so I have 5 bags from Zape to talk about. The first one is from her recent winter launch from this past year. This is in the Alps. This is like a big snowflake shape. It's Cherry Merlot, which is like the black Cherry Merlot type from Bath & Body Works. I definitely picked that up when I was melting this. Ripe plums, holly berries, and fire roasted pine cones. I didn't get a whole lot of the pine cones. I didn't get a whole lot of the plum. I got a ton of the black Cherry Merlot, and I got a ton of the holly berries, which is like her mistletoe type oil. I've had that like on its own before, and I could definitely pick it up in this as well. I don't know if this is a scent that I would actively seek out if she brought it back next year. I definitely have a ton of other favorites from her winter launches that I have on my list already. But this one probably wouldn't be it. This was like a light medium scent. It was nice. If you love the black Cherry Merlot candle from Bath & Body Works, you probably love that because it was just that with like a little bit of something else. This one is Red Cup season. This is Espresso, Peppermint Mocha, and Uggs and Leggings. This one was really nice. I definitely understand the hype on this one. And I had this going the same day that I was melting another peppermint mocha scent. Or a peppermint, maybe not peppermint mocha, but a peppermint. Let me see if I can find it. It was this. So I had this going the same day that I had Scentsy Marshmallow Mint Cocoa. And this was one I think I got this in a whiff box. It's not available. This was something from like previous years, I think. And comparing them, it was fun to kind of compare these actually. There's definitely no chocolate. I mean, it does say cocoa, which is chocolate, but I felt like there wasn't much chocolate in this, whereas this one I could definitely pick up on the chocolate, and this definitely did smell like an authentic peppermint mocha to me, similar to the Rose Girls peppermint mocha. Honestly, I don't know. I might surprisingly enough. I might have preferred this one, the Zape, over all of them. I think they were all very good, but just so subtly different that I could see like the pros of having all of them to kind of like use and enjoy. So the Scentsy Marshmallow Mint Cocoa, to my nose, was definitely a very, very creamy. Definitely the marshmallow, I felt like I could almost smell like the creaminess of like the melted, you know when you put marshmallows in cocoa, it like melts and becomes almost like that creamy, fluffy kind of thing at the top of the cocoa. I felt like I almost was smelling more of that than like chocolate. It was like more of like a minty marshmallow. That one was this. Very good, strong performer. I enjoyed it. This Red Cup Season, I felt like I definitely could smell, there's no coffee in this either. This one, I definitely could smell the espresso. The espresso was strong. And the chocolate, like the mocha, was also very strong. So that was delicious. I really don't have any complaints about this one. I liked it a lot. And then the Rose Girls one, I like that one too. That one is definitely also a very authentic one. But I felt like there was a little bit more bakery in that one. Or not bakery, not even bakery. But like, I felt like this one was the most like, maybe the most authentic peppermint one, but that one's also very authentic. They're all good. No complaints about any of them. And I think I'm maybe even more of a fan of these this year because I'm kind of coming around more to peppermint and wax, whereas had I melted all of those last year, I would have been like, nope. But this year, I think my nose has evolved, changed, grown, whatever. So I really liked all of them. Another Zape bag. This was like 2 little gingerbread men. And also from her current holiday release from this past year. This is Abominable Snowman, Fluffy Cashmere, Fir Tree Forest, Applewood, and Icy Winter Air. Holy moly, this is so strong. This was really strong. I put this in my living room warmers one day, and then the next day I put it in, or another day I put it in my bedroom warmer, in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer. Oh my goodness. So this smells to my nose like if you were at, this is such a weird random, it kind of does remind me of something. So a while ago, I mean years ago now, 8 years ago, 7 years ago maybe, Tom and I went to this ski lodge. It was like this really cool hotel, like they had like fireplaces in every room, like upstairs and downstairs. It was like this really cool like hotel room ski lodge thing. And it was like a brand new hotel that had just opened. So everything was like brand new. Like you could almost smell like the paint on the walls. The sheets were like super clean, super fresh. Like I don't even know if anybody had slept in that room yet. Everything was just so like new and clean and crisp and bright and white, and it was snowing out and it was winter time and it was cold and it smelled like this smelled like that to me. It was, yeah, icy winter. I almost felt like I could smell like the crispness of like the air. The cashmere was like the sweetness of like the sheets. It really smelled like that. So if this one comes back next year, possibly I'll get it again. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this one, so I'm not sure if this is popular. Sometimes she'll switch like every other year. She'll bring stuff out. But if I see it, I'll probably grab another bag of it for next year. I really did enjoy that, but I feel like I also learned this was like very, very strong. So like I would do half the amount in my warmers because it was very strong. But it was great. So this one here is Winter Wonderland from Zape. Also, it is spicy mulled cider, roasted chestnuts, and snowy winter pine. I definitely like this one, but I don't love it. I don't love it. I feel like I think I liked it better last year. I don't know if I'm a huge like mulled cider fan in wax. So I probably wouldn't pick this up if it came out again. But this was like a light medium scent as well. That one's from 2 years ago. This is banana pudding. This is vanilla wafers, whipped cream, and sweet bananas. I like this one. I felt like this one, to my nose, definitely was a little bit more of like the artificial leaning banana as well. And there was also something slightly, I mean, it was creamy because it's pudding, right? I don't know if this banana pudding is like a single scent oil. I feel like I've seen this from other vendors, like, or at least banana pudding scents, and it kind of reminded me of that one. I think the wafer note helped a lot. I think I've talked about this on my channel before, and this is really weird, but I'll share it. So when I was younger, I had my tonsils taken out, and during that time, I had like a ton of pudding, like overwhelming. All I could have was pudding because I couldn't eat like normal food. I had to have like yogurt, pudding, go-gurt, like all those creamy things. And like to this day, I really don't like those anymore. So for that reason, it kind of reminded me of that. So I didn't love it, but it wasn't like unbearable. So I probably won't get it again, but I'm happy to have used it, and I do like banana and wax, so that was good. This is, okay, so all of these are from Salt Mountain Melts, and this one actually is funny to talk about. This is Drinks in the Tub. This is a souffle from 2021, the beginning of that year, so this was definitely older, but this was quite strong. And it's funny because this one also has the black cherry Merlot note in it that the other one from Zape did. Definitely could smell the black cherry Merlot in this. I think I preferred it blended with this because this is with Vanillary, which is a Lush type, I believe, which is kind of like perfumed, kind of feminine-y vanilla, more of like a body care vanilla scent. And I did like the combination of this, but I don't think I would actively seek this scent out again if she brought it back. It was good and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like a favorite of mine. But I don't think that black cherry Merlot is a favorite scent of mine, but that's fine. One that was a favorite of mine, oh my goodness gracious, this, I'm so mad that I put off melting this for as long as I did, because this was also from that same pre-order, so it was from the beginning of 2021. This is Toasted Praline and Pear, and this is a Bath & Body Works body care type, which is pear, praline, graham crackers, and tonka bean. This was phenomenal. I loved it. If she brought this back, I would definitely get more of this. It was like warm and sweet and like, I mean, it smells like that body care, but like I forgot how much I loved it, and I'm mad that I put off melting it for so long. I loved this. It was I'd probably say it was like about a medium performer. It definitely wasn't super strong, but it was so beautiful, and also like just made the house smell sweet and like girly and just like pretty. It was so nice. This one was Ophelia. Also from that, wait, actually no, this is from 2020. What the heck? I guess I didn't realize it was that old. This one, surprisingly enough for the age, was quite strong. I don't know, I feel like I have been putting this in so many melting baskets and I never got around to melting it. And I think it's just maybe wasn't a scent for me. The notes on this are something sugared strawberry, maybe sugar strawberry, coconut milk, vanilla orchid, tonka bean, and vanilla cake pops. And I'm not sure, maybe it was like the vanilla orchid or the coconut milk. It definitely was like a very sweet, creamy, floral, like strawberry. This is a scent that I feel like I said it before. This really reminds me of like almost the smell of like a wedding cake to me. Like it smells like, it just kind of smells like you're in a room and all of the tables have like maybe like orchids, probably like very brightly scented flowers like on the centerpieces of like this wedding hall, and then you can smell like the sweetness of the cake, but it's like a sweet cakey floral scent. I don't know, it's not, I know there's somebody out there that would probably like be like, this is like the dream scent. I know this is like a favorite among many, but I don't think it was a favorite for me. Happy to have used it. Probably wouldn't repurchase it, but it was, for the age, still very strong. So that was impressive and great. 2 loaves. Woo! I'm so excited about this. It's always such a good feeling. I'm also kind of bittersweet. I'm more sad about this one than I am this one, but I did enjoy both of these. So this one here is Lemon Dream Cake. And this is from 2020, October of 2020, also very old. It is lemon zest, buttery yellow cake, and buttercream frosting. I feel like sometimes a lemon can be really hard to do for like a bakery lemon scent, but this was a very, very, very well done lemon bakery scent. It was definitely very creamy, very sweet, didn't come off as like a cleaner lemon, definitely came off as like a lemon cake. For that reason, it was really good. It was still, for the age, a very strong performer. I have no complaints, but I don't know if I definitely don't think I would ever need this in this large of a size again, because I feel like sometimes lemon can just be like, okay, enough lemon kind of a thing. But in a smaller size, like maybe 2 souffles, I'd pick it up in again. It was a good scent, and I feel like for somebody who's like a lemon lover, that would be a really good one to try. Oh, this one is hard to say goodbye to. This was a loaf in Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookie, which is like one of the Salt Mountain Melt like classics, for good reason. It is Circus Animal cookies, sugar cookie dough, and frosted sugar cookies. And this is definitely like, it comes across very like cherry forward. I know Amanda has worked on doing and she did do or put out a not cherry leaning Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookie scent. I haven't melted that one yet, but I love the cherry in this. I think Amanda from Salt Mountain Melts does cherry really well. And this is just like, the most delicious. I love this. I was so sad to see it go. I hope she brings this back after I'm done with my low buy, please not before, because I will be tempted. I'll definitely, if she brings this one back, I would definitely go off of my low buy to pick up another loaf of this. It's so good. So that I'm happy about. Also from 2019, October of 2019, and it was definitely much lighter than it used to be, but I could still smell it, and I did still thoroughly enjoy it. I've got a couple like random actually no, let's talk about this. I finished a whole other loaf, which is just absolutely insane, you guys. So this one here is, I guess not a loaf. This is a chopped up 3-wick Bath & Body Works candle. I did have it in a bakery bag for like the label sake, but the actual wax itself, I did put in a polypropylene bag, and then I put it in here, so that's why I have 2 of these. But the label, this is Raspberry Peach Macaron. Oh, amazing. Amazing candle. I don't know why they have not brought this one back. This is like one of Bath & Body Works' best scents, in my opinion. I have a ton of backups of this candle, so I don't need to seek it out on like Marketplace or wherever. But it's so good. I finished this. I actually ended up just putting this one in like large quantities throughout my warmers, and it did fairly well. Definitely a lot lighter because this is old. I mean, like 2017? I don't even remember when this came out. It's old. Needed to be finished. So happy I finished it. Love that candle. If that comes back, I would definitely get more of that candle. Love it. So good. It's like the most sweet, delicious, like raspberry cookie scent ever. It's just so good. So good. Okay. I've got a few other, I have a ton of Scentsy actually to talk about. So before I get into that, we'll talk about the Scoopable and some other random things. So this is L3 Waxy Wonders, a Blackberry Sweet on Paris. I really love Sweet on Paris. Sweet on Paris is like, it's got blackberry, lemon, maybe a cookie or something in it too. But this is like with an extra addition of blackberry. This was amazing. This was definitely older. It really needed to be used. I could tell it was a little bit older because it wasn't performing as strong as it did in the past, but I still really enjoyed it. Maybe eventually I would repurchase the scent again off the low buy, but really, really a good scent. Enjoyed that. This one was a huge shock to me. This was like one of those like little, you set it on the warmer and just like open the lid kind of a cups. I didn't use it that way. I did let it heat up, and then I chopped it and like dumped it into separate warmers in my living room. This is from Rainbow Melts. It is Cashmere Plum, which is notes of plum, citrus, black cherry, amber, sugar, light musk, freesia, and vanilla. On cold sniff in here, I was like, there's something about it that I really wasn't vibing with. Something was kind of like turning my nose off, and I didn't like it. But when I melted this, I loved it. I don't know if I would, I obviously am not buying any wax for the next 6 months, or 5 months now, I guess. But this was a really good scent, and I surprisingly really enjoyed it. And I'm starting to think there's a cashmere in the notes of this. Maybe those things make up the cashmere or whatever. But but I'm starting to think maybe I really do enjoy cashmere in wax form. So loved that. And I know I love plum. Plum is amazing in wax form, food form, scent form, everything. Love plum. So I have a coffee sampler here from Zape, and this is in Whistle Stop Cafe. This is fresh baked banana nut bread and a warm cup of coffee. I like this. I like this one. This was more of an authentic smelling banana than some of the other banana scents that I have melted. And I think it was probably just because it was like banana nut bread rather than just like banana mixed with other things else. Other things. I don't know. Whatever. I think it was because this is, the note I think is banana nut bread and coffee. But yeah, it definitely came across more authentic. I liked it. If this came back, maybe I would pick it up in a larger size. But yeah, the samples, I feel like, especially when it comes to like foodie type samples, I find that these are harder to use just because I usually use these in my bathrooms, and sometimes I don't like smelling like bakery scents in my bathroom. So yeah, anyway, I have 2 from Better Homes and Gardens. I have Fragrant Woodland Walk. This is definitely getting on the older side. It's a very strong, fresh, clean. I think there's a bergamot maybe in this. It's like almost like a sharp tree, but very like clean type scent, almost like laundry-esque. There's another one from Better Homes and Gardens. Also kind of reminds me of my grandparents on my mother's side. So for that reason, I really do enjoy it. I'm sad to see it go. I don't know if they make this one or if they've discontinued this. It did say limited edition, so I'm not sure. This one, not limited edition. It's brownie pecan pie. This one was weird. It was weird because Tom even said it. He was like, is that like a spicy chocolate scent? And I'm like, oh, it's a chocolate scent. But there's definitely something very like, there's spice in this somewhere. I don't know if it's like a cinnamon spice or what it was, but it was like a spicy chocolate. It was almost like, yeah, it almost reminded me of like, I feel like somewhere I've seen like they do like those spicy hot chocolates. It kind of reminded me of that. I didn't get a lot of pie, didn't get a lot of pecan, didn't get bakery in this. It just reminded me of like a spicy hot chocolate. It was weird. Not a favorite, would not repurchase that. This one was really nice. This is Dazzling Popcorn from Goose Creek. And I put this one in a Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer in my bedroom. And this one, when warming, really smelled like caramel popcorn. I don't know how they did it. You could smell like it was like a very authentic smelling popcorn scent. I was very impressed with this. Possibly I'd pick this up again, but I really don't like to buy the Goose Creek wax melts unless they're on like a big discount, and I feel like they don't do it that often, so I would hold off until then. And even if sometimes it's not available, so if I got lucky, maybe I'd grab more, but who knows. All right, we've got a ton of empty Scentsy clamshells here, so we'll talk about this. First, I have a Black Forest Pine, and this is a scent that was a scent of the month a while ago. I stuck this in my club. This really, really reminds me of like the gift shops up in the Adirondacks of New York. I really like it, but I'm trying really hard to pare down my Scentsy club because right now it is sitting at a hefty over the hundreds number, and it can't be like that. That's not good. So I really need to pare down. I'm thinking about possibly cutting this one and just kind of hoping that it comes back next year. I feel like I saw that the new catalog came out. I need to watch some videos. I'm a little bit behind on everything in the wax world. Some of the reason is because I'm trying not to look, because I'm trying to be successful at this low no buy. But I think I might take this one out of my club. I just don't know if I need it. I really like it, but at this point, I think I have like 3 backups or at least 2. So I don't know if I necessarily need to keep it in there. Moving on, one thing that I definitely would keep in there if they take this one out for the next thing, Cashmere Corduroy. I had this going in my bedroom one day, and it is just like such a sweet, I feel like there's florals in this. It's like a sweet, warm, like freshly taken out of the blanket, freshly taken out of the dryer blanket type, like warm, sweet type, perfumey almost type scent. I love that scent. I definitely would keep that in a club. This one, also really love for the bedroom. This is 100 Acre Wood. This also went in the bedroom. It is jasmine. Is it jasmine and like freesia or something? I know there's jasmine in it because jasmine is like one of my absolute favorite floral scents ever. And that's probably why I love this so much. It's just sweet and clean. This one's a little like, they both kind of remind me of like a freshly made bed. But this reminds me of like a freshly made bed with like thick fuzzy blankets on during the winter time. And this reminds me of like a freshly made bed with the windows open and a breeze coming through during the springtime. So a little bit different, but both do great things. So I love both of them. This one also reminds me of that as well. This is Fluffy Fleece. This one, oh my gosh, I don't know how they did it. It is insane how they did it. This one really smells like a fleece jacket, it really smells like a freaking fleece jacket. I don't know how they did it, or like a fleece blanket. It's amazing. And this one definitely reminds me of like wintertime, being out in the snow. You just put on like your maybe jacket, your fleece jacket out of the dryer and like went outside to play and like do a snowball fight or something. That's what this reminds me of. Oh, I just love it. Fluffy Fleece, also a favorite. Would definitely club that one too. Arctic Kiss. This one I don't know about. It's not bad. Oh, God, I don't know. It's not bad. I feel like I melted this in my bathroom and I think it was the wrong place to melt it, because I think this is definitely much more of like, there's something like really sweet about it. Like almost, is it like a sweet berry note or something? I feel like the bathroom was the wrong place to melt it. Had I melted it somewhere else, maybe I'd feel a little bit differently about it. It was nice, but I don't think I would seek this one out or put it in a club. But it was a good performer in my bathroom, no complaints. Then I have two here from Scentsy that I really strongly compared and contrasted with each other. So I have Red Berry and Spruce, and this one I picked up during like a flash sale, I think. It's not in the current catalog. I didn't club it. I can't get this one again, but I smelled it on cold and I was like, whoa, this is so good. What is similar to this? And a lot of you guys said Be Merry, so I picked this one up after. And so this was great because I got to really smell these side by side. And I think my overall thoughts are this. I still think I prefer Red Berry and Spruce. But I don't think that this was so far off. I think you guys are right on. Like, this is definitely very close. But I do think if I had the opportunity to pick one over the other, I would pick Red Berry and Spruce over, because to my nose, this one was sweeter. I felt like the berry in this was stronger and sweeter, and the spruce tree was like the needly, like green needle type scent. Whereas this one, I felt like the green quality that was blended with like the berry in this one, I felt like was more of a leafy green and like not a needly green, and I preferred the needliness. You guys are gonna be like, what the heck is wrong with you? But I felt like this was more like leafy green and this was more needly green, and I just liked the way that this one kind of worked together better than this one. So I'm surprised that this one is the one that was in the current catalog, or is in the current catalog, and that they don't have this one in there, because I don't know. I'm curious, if you guys have tried both of these, do you prefer Be Merry or do you prefer Red Berry and Spruce? Just out of curiosity. And then overall, I did have a few things here in this basket that I wasn't able to get to. So this is Smoky Mountain Air. This one also reminds me a lot of like my grandparents on my mom's side, but I didn't get to that one, partially because I was just afraid to like use it up. This one is Applewood and Fir Needle. I just didn't get around to that one. Some of these I'm just gonna stick in my next month's melting basket. I have glacier water, didn't get around to melting that one. And winter is coming from that Smell Good shop, also didn't. And then just one more thing that I didn't get around to, actually two more things. Winterfell from Teddy Bees, I chopped it up, but I just didn't get around to melting that. And I didn't get around to melting any more of the custom loaf that I made with Britta's last year in May Your Spirits Be Bright. I did melt some of this previously during my last December melting basket, I believe. So if you're curious, my thoughts on that one, even though it's a custom, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but didn't melt it this month at all. So the rest of these I did melt a little bit of, but didn't finish. So a ton of Rose Girls. So let's really quickly talk about these. I'll just kind of touch on them quickly. This is Pretzel Day, which is cinnamon sugar, peanut butter, and pretzels. This really reminds me of like the Annie Ann pretzel stand in the malls. I really liked it. I will thoroughly enjoy using that up some more. This is Lemon Snowdrop Fluff Puffs. This is buttery cookies, marshmallow smoothie, lemon curd, and powdered sugar. I kind of put this one a little bit on the back burner this month because I was really focusing on using up that loaf that was from like 2020 from Salt Mountain Melt. So that one is very good. I really enjoyed it. It's a delicious lemon bakery also. This one, huge surprise. I guess not really because I enjoyed it on a cold. This is Waluigi's Winter Carnival, which is cotton candy, vanilla bean Noel, cupcakes at Tiffany's, and candy cane. And I enjoyed this one initially when I smelled it in my Rose Girls Mario Melter first sniff impression video, I guess. Amazing. I loved this. And I'm not really huge on like candy cane or minty scents that much, but this was like so good. It was like cotton candy, peppermint, the sweetness from like the cupcakes at Tiffany's, like a little bit of bakery. Oh, it was so good. Oh, so good. I loved this. Really, really good. That was a customer creation, I believe, too. So bravo to whoever did that. Really good. I thought I would enjoy that one, but I really liked it a lot. This was also a customer creation, I believe, from the Rose Girls Mario Melter. It is Blizzard on the Star Express. This one is candy cane eggnog, ice cream marshmallow, caramel cheesecake, and frosted sugar cookies. This was also really nice. Kind of like a similar, like just a sweet kind of pepperminty scent. So that one was nice. I still think that Waluigi scent is just like, whoa, so good though. This one, it was kind of weird to me. This is Frosted Pine Cone Noel, and I really think, I mean, it happens. Sometimes you smell something on cold and then you warm it and you don't love it as much as you did on warm as you did on cold. And I felt like that happened with this one. It didn't do that weird roasted chestnut thing that the other scent did, but I do feel like I could almost slightly pick up on like almost, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. It must be the pine cone oil. It must be the pine cone oil. I do feel like it wasn't as crazy, like noticeable of like smelling like Coca-Cola like the other one was, but I do feel like I almost slightly got it, like slightly. And I've had pine cone oils. I had a pine cone scent from Kay's, and that definitely didn't smell like Coca-Cola. So I don't know if maybe I don't know if Rose Girls pine cone oil that she uses and the Bath & Garden pine cone oil is the same or similar. But there was like the slight, almost like syrupy, soda-y, like Coca-Cola, like deep syrupy note. Very weird. I don't know why I did that. I'm not mad, but I just was like confused by it because I was expecting something differently. I don't know. This is Frosted Winterberry from Rose Girls. I also didn't use this one. I forgot to say that. That one will have to go into another melting basket coming up because I didn't get around to that one. This one is Winterfest from Zape, and this is mulled cider, roasted chestnuts, evergreen, and hollyberry. It had like 4 little white snowflakes that I ended up melting in my living room one day. I didn't love this one. The hollyberry, I'm really learning a lot of, I felt like I really learned a lot about my nose these past few months of like what I really like and what I don't. And I don't love mulled cider scents, and I don't love the hollyberry scent, at least mixed with like I felt like I could definitely pick up on the chestnuts in this. It was like the roasted nuts, roasted nut scent, mixed with like the cider and the berries. It was just, this one I didn't love how it all combined in the warmers. I wouldn't pick up more of this scent, but it was a good performer, very strong. So that was great. This one was very interesting. This is Gray Days from Empire Alchemy. It is White Woods, Palo Santo, leather, vetiver, marshmallow, and amber. And this one really reminded me of like almost like a marshmallow fireside with like a hint of like maybe like a little bit of like a masculine cologne, which I'm sure is like the Palo Santo and the leather, right? Really like this one. When I initially put this in the warmers, I was like, oh no, where is it? I can't smell it. This like took a minute. This one like took like a couple hours to like really get going, but then once it was going, it was beautiful and I really enjoyed it. So very weird that it took so long to like kick in, but once it did, I loved it. And this one, this is weird. I don't know what's going on with this. This is Fluffer Nutter Cookies. It's peanut butter, sugar cookie, marshmallow cream. And this is from Salt Mount Melts. And I have melted this one before and I loved it. But I felt like this time around, and maybe it was because I was still a little sick, but I felt like it fizzled kind of quickly. I was like, dang, come back. When it was melting, it was amazing, but I felt like it didn't last a super long time, and I just really wanted it to like last all day. This was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, and then it was kind of like kaputs. But man, the scent was so good. If you want like an authentic peanut butter cookie scent, this really smelled like those peanut butter cookies that you put like the fork and you do a little check marky thing on it. Oh, so good. I just wish it lasted longer because I loved it. But it didn't have that staying power. So I'm super excited that I participated in Kentucky Waxy Girl, Angie's prompts and everything. I felt like they were really fun. I really enjoyed, like, my favorite one was probably like the 23, like things that remind you of like being 23, because that smoked vanilla. I haven't pulled that scent out, and I wouldn't have pulled it out unless I had a reason to, I guess. And it really reminded me of that time of my life. So that was awesome. I loved that. But this whole thing was really fun. I believe she's doing another one for February also. I do have something that I've been kind of working on. I made like a huge list in my wax notebook of different themes that I wanted to work on. And this one for February is like very suited for February. So I'm gonna kind of do my own thing here. But if you guys enjoyed like some of the prompts and everything, and you're looking for something to do and to follow, I definitely suggest checking out what she's gonna do for next month, because I think it'll be really fun, and this was really fun for me to participate. So anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully I don't take another month to do it, but I hope you're all doing well. I have some exciting news coming up that I'll probably share in the middle of the month maybe, but you guys will see soon, and yeah, I will talk to y'all then. Bye guys.